Welcome to Big Chats with Ricky West. We have another episode for you today, and it is Reckless. Reckless. We have Big Jack Keating in the building today. Thank you for joining us. He slid in all the way from the Big 407 Orlando. Thank you for joining us today,
Thank
Mr.
you for having me
Keating.
again. I'm a huge fan. You know,
That is awesome.
loyal
That is awesome.
subscriber and follower of the pod. I've listened to every episode so far. So, you know,
That's beautiful. Love to hear it. Thank you.
it's great.
Thank you.
Thank you again, man. Appreciate it.
That is truly awesome. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate uh people tuning in, listening in. Molly, welcome. Good vibes. She'll be joining us here today, folks, as well. So we got Mr. Keating, we got Mrs. Molly Pop Westerman going. And today, folks, me and Mr. Keating actually went to the Dolphins versus the Patriots game today.
Yes.
The Dolphins did put the beat down on them, but all in all, it was a very fun time, and wouldn't trade the experience for anything, Mr. Keating.
No,
What was your
no.
take on the game today?
Well, it was. I'm happy we got together and made it happen because we've been talking about doing it for a few years ever since we met. And since we you lived in Miami, I knew you were a Dolphins fan. Uh, Came up, I was a Patriots fan, and we always talked about whenever they're in Miami, we should just go see him play, and we finally made it happen this year. So, um,
Correct. It was awesome.
yeah,
Great time.
no, it was fun, but they didn't cover, which wasn't ideal for me. They couldn't cover 10 points, but
The Dolphins covered.
correct. That's correct. So one of us had to take an L today, and unfortunately, it was me. But you know, that it was a good game, and the Dolphins' offense is just insane. At a certain point, it's just like
Yeah, it's definitely a fun team to watch, fun organization to watch right now, no doubt. Folks, just in case you don't know, if we are looking up, we are watching the Chargers versus the Bears. Yes, the Bears are trash. And also, this stream is sponsored by StreamYard. Uh, but besides all that, we got we're going back to the Dolphins Patriots. I believe that the Dolphins are arguably the most exciting team in football to watch right now. The only team that's kind of comparable is, I don't know, maybe the Eagles
yeah,
in the retrospect of what AJ Brown is doing.
right.
I think what AJ Brown is doing right now is absolutely incredible. I'm pretty sure he set the record for most games in a row with at least 120 or 125 yards, whatever it is. Um, he's at like 7 games or 6 games
Yeah,
right now of
yeah,
that. It's unbelievable.
yeah. He's been on an absolute tear, and that's going back to the Patriots' lack of offense today. We drafted Nikhil Harry over AJ Brown about 3 or 4 years ago, probably the biggest bust ever. So,
Nah,
but
nah, nah. I'll tell you the biggest bust ever. The Chicago Bears traded up to the second pick to draft Mitch Trubisky when the next quarterback taken was Patrick Mahomes. That is the biggest bust ever.
yeah, that's insane. Can you
Nikhil Harry and AJ Brown. Yeah, Nikhil Harry sucks, but like, oh my goodness, imagine picking Mitch Trubisky over Mahomes. I couldn't fathom.
it's insane. I mean, obviously, it's easy now to look back on it and see. I mean, it comes down to the system they're in too. Andy Reid's probably the best coach in the NFL, all things considered. So
No, no, you know what? I think like for a while Belichick was considered the best coach in the NFL, yada yada yada. I think we're really truly seeing that it's way more these players than it is these coaches. Not in every standpoint. I think with the Miami Dolphins, it's a lot of Mike McDaniel.
Yes.
But when you have these football gods playing for you, like Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, like these guys are like legitimate, like best to ever do it
Yeah.
type
No,
stuff. Like these guys are born winners.
I agree.
And that's what they do is they win. So with that being said, like I honestly I find it very hard to give Andy Reid much credit. I really truly believe that it's way, way more these players than it is the coaches.
Yeah, I saw today. Um, they obviously didn't have the best game today. Lost to the Broncos today. Really shocking loss. Honestly, Mahomes didn't throw one touchdown pass. We were talking about that.
Insane.
That
That's
was like that
crazy.
was the first time we had seen a game without Mahomes throwing a touchdown
Yeah,
in
at least one.
a few seasons. It seems like it just seems automatic. So for them to just have 3 field goals and like Miami put up 70 points on this team 3 weeks ago, and then they hold the Chiefs to 9 points. That today is pretty. It's pretty promising for a Broncos fan. You know, they don't look like the absolute worst
Yes.
team in the league
Yeah,
anymore.
that shows big turnaround, a lot of hope, a lot of promise for the Broncos. And like with that even being said, like the Broncos were a team that everybody considered out the window. But right now the AFC is insanely tight. Insanely tight.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of teams like you said with like 2 or 3 losses. 8 weeks into the season.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. You have the Jacksonville Jaguars are 6-2. The Baltimore Ravens are 6-2. The Miami Dolphins are 6-2. And the Kansas City Chiefs are 6-2. And then you have a ton of freaking three-loss teams right behind them. Like the entire AFC is really freaking tight. There are just very few teams that are behind the rest, but other than that, I mean, there are a ton of 2 and 3 loss teams, and all these teams are getting after it right now. I mean, the AFC is really anybody's. And what's even crazier is after next week, either the Dolphins or the Chiefs are going to have 3 losses, which I believe, truly, I believe there are 4 top teams in the NFL right now. Um, I mean, not the NFL. I believe there are 4 top teams in the AFC,
Yeah,
and 2 of them are not the Jacksonville Jaguars or the Baltimore Ravens. I believe the top 4. Oh my, picked off. What the
Derwin
heck?
James, Florida State
Dude,
University.
that ball just fell in his lap.
That's another Florida State University alumni with an interception today. Sante Samuel Jr. had one earlier this game, and then today in our game, Jalen Ramsey, his first
Yeah,
game back, Mac Jones decided to throw him the ball.
he
So
did.
that's
Mac Jones
three
tossed it over to him.
three Seminoles with INTs today.
Um, yeah, so I believe the top 4 AFC teams are going to be the Chiefs, the Bills, the Bengals, and the Dolphins. I believe any 4 of those teams can come out of the AFC this year. I don't know who's going to, but any one of them can.
I agree. Another team that I'm not sure if you had mentioned was the Ravens, Baltimore Ravens. They are 6-2 as well.
Yes.
All 4 divisions in the AFC, their top of the division is 6-2. So it's insanely tight,
Yes.
like you were saying.
I did say that the Ravens are not top 4 though. I did acknowledge that they are 6-2, but they're a fraudulent 6-2.
Wow, I like them. I don't know. We'll see, but I think Lamar Jackson hits. He's been hitting his stride the last couple of weeks. Mark Andrews as well. I
Marquee
like the
Mark.
Ravens. I like as long as they can stay healthy. Today they look good. So I don't know. Well, I mean, like you said, Burrow as well. We were talking about.
Yeah, the Bengals really turned it up.
Yes, it's insane. Today they were playing San Francisco. They put on a clinic against the Niners today.
Yeah, they bodied the Niners.
Yeah, it was Burrow looked great. He looks like he's healthy again. So I think the second half of the season they're going to be way, way better than they looked, especially in the first few games. Which is, that's going to turn the AFC again around, like you had said. Um, Buffalo again, I'm not sure about though, just because
Dude,
they kind of just
Buffalo
play to their
is
competition, I
way
guess.
better than the Ravens. I'll tell you that
You think
right
so?
now.
I don't know. I think
Dude,
they played next week, Baltimore. I take
Josh Allen is
Baltimore.
a beast. Wait, who does Baltimore play next week?
I'm not sure, but I was saying if the Bills were to play uh, Baltimore next week, I would take the Ravens.
No shot. No shot.
I don't know, dude. I
No,
believe in Lamar
dude,
Jackson. He's looking
dude,
special.
Lamar Jackson scammed the Baltimore Ravens into giving him the biggest contract in the NFL.
He represented himself. He was his own agent.
He really did. And just so you guys
That's
know,
insane.
Lamar Jackson played high school football on the other side of the fence of my neighborhood here, actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
In Boynton Beach, Florida.
Yep. Boynton, baby. Boynton High. Lamar. That
Yeah.
play where he just
Yes.
skeet
Yeah.
and then walks in.
Yeah. I remember I saw that
Like,
play on. It was obviously viral all over Instagram and everything. And then
correct.
I realized. And then I one day I realized that was Lamar Jackson. I was like, oh, it makes a lot of sense now. Actually.
Unreal. Unreal, yeah. Guy was
Yeah.
a
Incredible.
beast in college. Won a Heisman. Came into the NFL. Beast in the NFL. Won a MVP. But then he's really slowed things down. And on top of him slowing things down, he's been very injury prone.
Hmm.
He's actually played in less games over the previous 2 seasons than Tua has. Did
Oh,
you know that?
I did not. I was not aware of that
That's
actually.
how injury prone Lamar Jackson has been.
Well, I mean, it's just he
And
has these
Tua
games where he
has
goes off,
been
and I feel like
very injury prone.
yes, this is the longest two has gone without an injury,
Correct.
and he looks incredible. I actually want to get back to that today, that game today, uh, Patriots Dolphins. There was a couple times in the game where it was just apparent that the talent level is just not there for New England, especially on the offensive side of the ball, and it gets you know you kind of know what to expect at a certain point when it's third and long, consistently third and long, turning the ball over. But there were a couple high points in the game. I think our defense had looked good at some points. Um, but
Started off well,
yeah,
defense.
yeah, that second drive. Uh, I remember it was the Dolphins' run game. They were killing it, back to back to back. Just kept pounding the ball, and then we were like, all right, Tyreek Hill 1-on-1. Let's see what happens. If Tyreek Hill's 1-on-1 here, he's gone. It's gone. It's over.
Correct.
And literally, it was 2nd and 6 on their own, like 40, like near midfield.
Yeah, the
We were like, yeah,
42.
we were there just as soon as we had mentioned it, he just gets out wide left. You just see Tyreek Hill scamper out there, and you're like, all right, well, this is man to man coverage,
Bro, Tua
deep
just
bomb,
saw the
just an
man
absolute seed.
and slung it.
Yeah,
He didn't hesitate. Like if you literally watch the replay, he like it was a play action, fakes the handoff, just turns around and chucks the ball downfield. Just an absolute perfect pass to Tyreek
oh,
Hill in the end zone.
yeah, it's fun to watch, man. It really was fun to
It
watch
was unbelievable.
because it looks like he's throwing it to nobody. He's just picking a spot, and then he did just fall under it perfectly. Their timing is
Straight up.
unreal. Like they
Straight
really,
up.
you can tell the amount
Jalen
of
Waddle
hours.
and Tyreek Hill both went for over 100 yards and a touchdown today.
Yes.
Uh, very special performances from both. Very cool
So good.
to watch. It's not every day where you see offensive performances like this, and you got to just appreciate it and keep moving on. Um, Tyreek Hill is, I believe, the fourth player in NFL history who um, is over 1,000 receiving yards in the first 8 games of the season. So he is on pace for the 2K. He said it preseason that he is going for 2K. So I'd like to see him get there.
I have no doubt, as long as Tua can stay healthy, I have no doubt that he'll get there. He looks like he's just on another level, honestly, right now.
Correct.
It's unreal. I mean, this guy's incredible. I mean, it's crazy. Next week they play against Kansas City, who just lost. You must feel good going into that game, the way that they had just played Denver, compared, especially compared to the way you guys played Denver a few weeks ago. Put up
Bro,
70 on them.
you already know Tyreek Hill has this game circled on
Correct.
his schedule.
Right.
This is
Yeah, that's a
this is the
headline.
big one for him.
It's
This
a storyline.
is his most important game of the regular season coming up next week. It is in Germany. I'm sure, like, yeah, it's a technically home game for Kansas City, but I'm sure he wishes that it was actually in Kansas City.
Yeah, it's not a home game for anybody in Frankfurt,
Correct.
Germany. I mean, it's kind of insane. We were talking about how tight the AFC is in the stakes. Playing this game in Germany, or these international games, it really is like a huge, like, kind of, like, wrench in the whole season. It seems like it kind of affects everything a lot. It's
No, it really does. I think I personally believe the NFL shouldn't try branching out some of their games overseas. I think they should just stick to America and their natural stadiums, because also people, like, they want to see their teams in person. If you're giving these guys like a home game
mhm,
in Germany, like, these Chiefs fans completely lose a home game because of that.
yeah,
And it's not fair to them. It's not right. It's not fair. I know they'd rather the Chiefs be playing at home so that way they could have actual home field advantage too.
yeah.
Like, there's a lot of negatives
There
that
are,
come from it.
yes,
The NFL is just money hungry and they just want to accumulate dollars from more places in the world and try to expand American football. But realistically, no other country gives a shit about American football. The only country that does is America, and we freaking love it.
yeah. I'm
W-
glad though. I like
It's not
the
like,
exclusivity of it. It's like
yeah,
you gotta.
no, exactly. It's not like Germany where these people don't give two craps.
Yeah,
Like, they'll go to the game just because, like, it's a fun experience. It's probably a fun little date day for these people, but, like, no, like,
yeah. Let's keep it American.
exactly. A lot of these people in America take this very seriously. And for them to be losing home field advantage, especially in a game like this against the Dolphins
Hmm.
this year, like, this is a vital, vital matchup for
No,
both of
that's
these
what I'm saying,
teams.
dude. It's like at
Big
9:30 in the
time.
morning. Like, that's another thing. Like, it's not only that you're not getting a home game, but it's like, and that's Eastern time. That's 9:30 Eastern. So you got to think,
Yep.
like, people on the West Coast, like, even in, say, Kansas City Central Time, that'd be on at 8:30 in the morning. So that's, I mean, it just completely changes the plan for. It's just another inconsistency in the schedule, and you got to think of the week before, right? As soon as this game ends, you think the Dolphins are going to head to Germany like tomorrow? You think probably? Say it's Sunday
Um,
now. They just played today.
yeah, no,
Probably take
I think they'll
tomorrow.
probably head Tuesday.
Head Tuesday, right? So they get there,
Who
they
knows?
play Sunday, and then they have to fly back, reacclimate, and then play again. the following Sunday. So it's not only it's the game before and after the international game are both kind of affected as well. You can kind of honestly expect the team that's stayed domestically, especially if they played a home game, to win against the team internationally that's come back. But I know your favorite team in the league, the Jacksonville Jaguars, thrive internationally. So the London's home team.
Dude, the Jags are actually a freaking joke. I cannot believe they're 6-2. It really doesn't make sense. It
I
really doesn't. Trevor Lawrence is the most overrated quarterback in all of football. He's actually terrible. Um, I do love Ridley. I do
yes,
like ETN.
yes,
Good vibe.
yeah.
Um, no, I think
What's you don't like Trevor though? What's
no,
up with that?
I think Jacksonville has a very well put together team.
What's up with Trevor though? What's
Molly,
the what's missing
what are you
from?
doing?
Oh, we got Molly on the
Uh
mic
oh.
over there.
Uh oh. We got a
We got
tangle,
technical
folks.
difficulties
We
with
got a
the
tangle.
pup over there.
Uh oh.
Come on.
Dude, she's stuck. Oh my.
Let's
Oh
see. Here, let's see if we
my.
can.
Do we got her? Is she okay?
We should get hold up. Yeah, she's rough. There you go.
There you go, pup. There you
There you
go.
go.
Good
There you go,
vibes. Good
sweetheart.
vibes. Everybody, it's
There you
okay.
go.
The dog is okay. We love her. She's a good girl. Yes.
She's good.
Yes.
Yep, she isn't. I didn't even know you had a dog. I was coming in town yesterday, and they're like, oh yeah, you'll meet my dog. I'm like, what? So
Yeah,
it's pretty.
she's a little legend.
Yeah, she's great.
That she is. That she is. So going back to dude, is she doing it again? She's doing it again. Folks, she's doing it again.
This is unbelievable.
Oh my
This is
goodness.
absolutely
Oh
unbelievable.
my goodness.
I mean, look at this, Justin Herbert. Can we just
So
talk about this Sunday night football game that's coming to an end real quick? Justin Herbert has put on an absolute clinic today
Herbie.
for my fantasy team.
Yeah,
Thank
bro,
goodness I
the
needed to
Chargers
win.
are putting on an absolute clinic against the Chicago Bears right now. It's actually a freaking joke.
Yeah, it's over. They
30,
the Bears
30
just
to
attempted
7.
the brotherly
Tush
shove,
push.
and did they get it?
That looks like a touchdown if you ask me, bro.
Did they successfully attempt the tush
That
push? No, they
really
didn't get it. Oh, they did it
There it
again.
is. There it is.
Just do it again and it'll work, right?
Give it to him, refs.
The, they're still questioning the spot here, which is
Yeah,
unreal.
they shouldn't.
He
Yeah,
clearly crossed the plane
yeah,
there.
that
Touchdown.
was absolutely a touchdown.
Good for him.
No
That
questions.
kid that's insane. Division two, undrafted, starting in the NFL. Unbelievable. Tyson Badgett.
Seriously, good for him.
Yeah, yeah, no, honestly, that's just insane. That's incredible.
It's pretty
That's
awesome.
the dream. Really.
Really is pretty awesome, folks. I have maneuvered to holding the mic right now. I think it's better for me. I think it's better for all of us, and I freaking love it.
I like the hold.
Yo, Keters, you should pop on in a little more towards the screen. More on the screen. Let people know who you are.
All right.
Let's go, baby.
All
Let's
right. I'm going
go.
with the hold as well. I think the hold works better for both of us actually.
Right?
I
It's
like
an
the hold.
absolute elite
I
move.
like the hold. You can
It's a
kind of
play,
relax a little bit
exactly.
more.
We can lay back, kick back.
Right.
So, folks, we're gonna be moving on from football here. We're gonna move into um, we're gonna move into MLB and the World Series. I don't watch much baseball, but I did say I'd like to see the Diamondbacks
Yeah.
win the World Series. A few weeks ago, I said this, and the Diamondbacks are now 1-1 against the Texas
That's
Rangers
correct.
in the World Series. Game 3 is tomorrow, back in Arizona. They earn themselves some home field advantage, which is ideal. really like to see them take advantage of the home field advantage. Uh, their bats are swinging like crazy. They're looking good. It's all elite.
Yeah, I don't know much about baseball either. I know the World Series obviously is it's fun to watch though. With the team, especially this Texas Rangers team, they were. Remember, I went to a game actually out there last year, and they were, or 2 years ago, they were the worst team in the league like a couple years ago. So for them to be in the World Series, it's pretty special. They made clearly a couple big moves, and things are starting to go their way, especially with that new stadium. It's freaking, it's awesome out there. That brand new stadium they have, it's basically like the SoFi, I would say, of the MLB. So it's unreal.
Dude, they have invested a ton of money into their players, into the pitching staff, and it's showing.
Yeah, so
It's showing. But the thing is the Arizona Diamondbacks probably have probably pay their entire roster less money than the pitching staff of the Rangers.
yeah.
Just the pitching staff.
Seems like the Diamondbacks are one of those like Moneyball teams.
Yeah,
They don't
no,
really
no,
have
for real.
like a huge like budget, I guess. Or again, I don't really know much about MLB, so
Yeah,
it
no,
seems like the Diamondbacks are like an underdogish kind of, which I like. I
they
wanted
are big
I
time.
obviously I'm a Braves fan, so I wanted the Braves to win. And when they got beat by Philly, Philly was absolutely on fire earlier in the playoffs.
Oh my
I
god,
thought for
dude.
sure they were going to win the
They were
World Series.
insane. Yeah, same. I thought there's nobody beating them.
So as much as I would want, and I believe the Rangers beat them to get to the World Series. They beat the Phillies to get to the World Series.
No, the Diamondbacks did. The
Okay.
Rangers beat the Astros.
Okay. Oh yes, yes, that's right. I remember that Altuve ninth inning, bottom of the ninth inning, or had like a 3-run homer. That was another crazy series. Uh, Happy to see the Rangers in over the Astros, though. That's for sure.
Big vibe, big vibe. Love to see it. Love to see it.
But you
I
gotta.
I really would love to see the Diamondbacks win though. Like
Hmm.
they haven't won in like 2 decades. It would just be nice. The Rangers are a team who just can't close. The Rangers have been to the World Series countless times in the last 10 years, but they just can't win.
Yeah, they
They
can't win.
they can't find it in them to win.
I have a feeling they're going to win as much as I want Arizona to win. I think the Rangers.
You
I
think
just
the
have a
Rangers
feeling the
take it?
Rangers are going to take it. I think as much as I want Arizona to win, I think
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Rangers
you
are going
know,
to take it.
I like the take. I like it.
But I
Um,
mean, it's baseball. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
I'm not sure how
Regardless,
many.
I'm not going to be watching the World Series anyways.
Yeah.
But
No, I haven't watched. I didn't watch either of the first two games either. I just figured it'd be,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
no. But I'm here for it. I'm here to talk about it. Big avid sports fan, so
Yeah, the NBA is starting as well. The Orlando Magic have won the first two couple games. They back to their old tricks of winning 2 games. The win like 8 out of 10 games at the beginning of the year, and then lose like 20 straight. So right now they've won I think their first few games, and they're looking good. But it's such a long game in the NBA
no
with how many
faith.
games. I mean, with the amount of games, it's just crazy in the NBA. You can't really judge at the beginning of the season, but
Yeah.
I would
I,
like to think that the Magic,
the
since it's the
Magic the
same
Magic
exact
just don't
team.
have a they don't have a complete roster. They need another star to help out Boncho and
Bancho.
leave Franz to a three-man role.
Hmm.
That will get them over the hump, I believe, and that will get them their first playoff series win in a long
Well,
time.
I think that they think that they have that in Bolt and Cole Anthony and
Yeah, no.
Gary Harris, who's the guy they traded for in that Denver
No.
trade with for Aaron Gordon. he traded. I know Gary
Yeah,
Harris was involved in that.
The Magic are not a good roster right now.
We need to get Anthony Simons, hometown hero, I believe,
Hometown.
would actually be a perfect fit for the Magic. And,
Just in case you guys didn't know, Keat actually used the ball back in the day with Anthony.
yeah, I went to middle school with him. Crazy. He's seeing him in the NBA is just unreal. So
Yeah,
it's
absolute baller. Kid's a stud.
yeah, it's special to see. A lot of kids from obviously this area in South Florida, and people just like it's very common for kids in Florida like us to just know somebody like in the league or in like the NFL or the NBA or something like. There's just so much talent here.
Yeah, yeah.
It's absurd.
Breed athletes down
Yeah,
here.
it's wild.
Um, and it's very crazy to see that he landed a $100 million contract. It's like this is just average Joe who was very good at basketball growing up. Obviously, he didn't think like he'd be some great NBA player.
No, I mean it's
And
crazy.
then it's
Yeah.
like this guy makes it to the league. He got drafted into a very difficult position because he got drafted in the first round to the Portland Trailblazers, who had a solidified front court or back court.
With McCollum and Dame at the time.
Correct. CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard were running it.
Hmm.
So it's like, oh, this kid got drafted into a tough position. One of them got injured. He made the most of that injury. And now look at where he's at. Full beast mode, $100 million deal. Um,
He's it's crazy.
solidified the bag.
Yeah, I have a couple. It's like you said, but a couple. He was always like mar- miles better than everybody. Like he was
Correct.
one of those people that you honestly kind of knew he would be in the NBA, and he's like the first kid drafted out of not high school, but he went to IMG, I guess, is for a year after high school, but one of the first in a long time to get drafted, at that age. And
Dude,
he came up, Damian just obviously got traded to the Bucks, but I feel like he must have learned so much from Damian Lillard. I can only imagine like what better role model, honestly, in the league, than him? Like
no, that is
he's like
facts.
it's
That is
crazy. Like
facts.
he's literally he's so good, and he obviously works super hard, and Anthony's always worked hard, and he's always been like a grinder. So I feel like now in this season, it's his opportunity to like really take over that like number one scoring role, and like I feel like he could actually make that next step in the in the career. So it's exciting, and I'm excited to see what comes of that.
Yeah. Hey, you know what though? Like when you play with people who are still like light years better than you in basketball, you just never know really how far they're gonna go because basketball is the hardest sport to make a roster on. And it is just an unbelievably competitive sport to be involved in. There are so many people that play this sport, and like
Yeah.
just for instance, so like my friend Max Bleacher in high school, he led our county in scoring. I'm pretty sure like 2 years in a row. Kid was averaging like 28 a game.
Hmm.
Baller, stud.
Yeah.
He only got a D3 offer. He did not get any other offers.
Hmm.
D3. And this kid led Palm Beach County, a South Florida
Right.
county,
Right.
in scoring,
Right.
which is very hard to do.
Hmm.
So it's like, it's just so freaking
Yeah.
competitive. It's like, how good are these guys
Unbelievable.
that they make the NBA? It's unfreaking real.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of like you said, basketball, just the amount of competition, like just the numbers wise, like. there's the same amount of teams as the NFL. NFL is obviously extremely difficult. That's 53 man roster, and in the NBA, it's what is it, 12, 15?
15.
I mean, that's just like there's like 400 something NBA players, I think, total. So like that's just unbelievable. But as we were talking about international, NBA I think translates better internationally than the NFL. I think the NFL is trying to do more like the
Yeah,
NBA type thing. When the NFL should just kind of like stand. I feel like they should kind of just stay on their rest on their laurels a little bit. Kind of just like you said, kind of just keep it less. I think there's different ways to incorporate it internationally than actually having games like interfere with the season, or just a different way to work it out because it seems like it affects the season a lot. But the NBA, like we were saying, is just this season. I'm really excited for Wembanyama, the
Wemby.
Wemba. It's gonna be the
It is the
Wemba.
Wemby.
I mean, this guy, he looks. Isn't he like the best
Just
prospect
different.
ever? Like statistically, the
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's never been anybody of his size and skill to enter the league before. So there's a ton of hype around this guy. He is by far the highest recruited basketball player ever, ever. People are like, "Oh, since LeBron." But like realistically, how many freaking times do you hear like since LeBron? I feel like I hear that every year or every other year. What's different is I've genuinely never seen so much hype around a basketball
it's
player
insane.
coming out. I mean, coming into the
I
league
mean,
before.
rightfully so. Like you just watch him, his highlights and the stuff he can do on defense. His
It's
range
crazy.
is unbelievable. You think you're open,
Crazy.
and you're not. You're never really open if he's anywhere near you, basically on the court. Like it's unbelievable. Um, it just seems like it's a great fit, especially in San Antonio. I know Tony Parker is still involved, like with the organization as well, and him being from France. I feel like that's like a perfect kind of like mentor for him,
Correct.
like within the organization.
I mean, I wouldn't call it the perfect mentor considering Tony Parker was a small point guard.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, just kind of like
But
a
like
good like
I definitely
transition,
get what you're saying.
like as more of I guess not player, maybe more like off the court and just kind of like attitude wise, maybe that could translate, a little bit more. But the problem is, like you
Sorry, I'm
said,
not able to make a phone call at this time, but you can ask me to
What
place a
is
FaceTime call.
going on? Oh my. All right, sorry, continue. That was crazy.
nah, I was just saying Wemby's unreal. Kind of going off on a tangent there a bit, but
The
what do you think? What do you
Wemby.
think about speaking about Lillard? What do you think about that move to Milwaukee? What do you think? You think
He
they're favored to win the East this year?
Yeah, yeah, especially like after just seeing them play, I like just once. You just see him play once and you see how much stress he's taken off of Giannis's back.
Hmm.
Giannis does not have to be every single aspect
Hmm.
of the Milwaukee Bucks anymore.
Yeah.
He can take a step back and he could still be great. He could still be the best player on that team.
Hmm.
But now you have a player who is, in my opinion, a top 5 player in the league, an absolute dog when it comes to scoring the basketball.
Hmm.
Um,
Clutch as anybody.
yeah, very clutch, very clutch player, unbelievable 3-point shooter. Um, Damian Lillard just does so many things that are
He's insane.
positive for that organization.
Yeah.
And they literally basically got rid of Drew Holiday and replaced him with Damian Lillard.
Yeah, I mean, I think Damian Lillard is kind of just like a better a lot better version of Drew Holiday and like the game
Significantly
management
light
aspect.
years.
But I mean, I think Holiday is a good fit in Boston. But as far as Milwaukee goes, I think they're going to obviously be favored. I think Middleton doesn't get enough credit either. I think the three of them are going to be insane.
Yeah, no,
with
no.
Lillard,
Middleton's
Middleton and Lillard together
insane.
will be, you know,
Middleton is wet,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, Middleton, and then I think Giannis. He's kind of like right. He's kind of just like willingly giving Damian Lillard the keys, so to speak, is in like with the organization. He's saying like it's his team, and
Dude, look at
he's
those
just giving,
numbers.
yeah, he's just giving Damian Lillard like he's just kind of a better leader. Like Damian Lillard's just a leader. That's what they needed, really. Like
Bro,
Giannis is not.
significantly better.
Yeah, like Giannis is like he can lead. He's really super talented. Obviously, one
Yeah.
of the best players in the league. But I think that leadership that Lillard brings is gonna
Yeah. The
take
the
them.
only team that I think might give them a run for their money long term is the Phoenix Suns. I think the acquisition of Bradley Beal is massive. I think the acquisition of Yusuf Nurkic
Hmm.
is massive. I think Nurkic is significantly better than Aiton. Aiton is soft and he does not play to his size. Aiton does not score the basketball like Nurkic. Nurkic is a dog. Nurkic can spread the floor very well. And he fits into the scheme of this Phoenix Suns offense a lot better than DeAndre Ayton, in my opinion. Um, I think when Bradley Beal returns, they are going to be off and running. I think they are going to remind me a lot of the Warriors when they were
Wow,
essentially the best assembled team of all time.
really?
They spread the floor, their passing was great, and they just looked
You
unstoppable.
think Phoenix is gonna do that this year?
I think they have the ability to.
Yeah, I mean I agree with Aiton. I think Aiton's overrated. He's
He's
definitely
terrible.
like his size is undeniable and stuff, but like you said, he doesn't. He kind of just seems to like he's underwhelming. Performances.
100%.
Um,
He does not
Durant.
play to his size.
Yeah, I think Durant is still, if not the best player, like top 2 or 3 in the NBA. Obviously, still in my opinion, just because
Yeah,
you
I
know.
don't know. I think I've seen a little bit of age shown from Kevin
Yeah. Well, you just can't say healthy.
recently.
I'm saying when he's healthy, he's up there with the
He
best of
is.
them.
He's amazing. In my opinion, he's the best scoring specimen
Yeah.
that the league's ever seen.
Yeah.
The man's
Insane.
jump shot is insane. It doesn't matter who's on him,
Yeah.
where he's at on the
Mhm.
court.
Mhm.
He will pull up and he will drain it in your face.
You're saying
And he is tall and he has a very high release point. So it really doesn't matter who's on him
right? No.
because he's shooting that basketball. The
Yeah.
only person that will stop him is Wemby, folks. Victor Wembanyama. Because he is an animal. He is huge. And Durant cannot shoot over him.
Yeah. He kind of just seems like an upgraded version of Kevin Durant, just even bigger. It's like you see Kevin Durant coming out at 6'11".
He does.
Like he's
I
like,
like
oh,
that
I've
comparison.
never seen anybody do what he can do at his size. And then Wembanyama comes out this year. What is he? I don't even know how tall he is. Like 7'4", something like that. 7 foot
Yeah,
4.
7 foot
So
4.
he's like 5 inches taller than Kevin Durant, and it
Insane.
seems like he has the same or like similar ability. I don't
Bro,
know about his 3-point shot as much. If he can become somewhat consistent with a 3-point shot, Wembanyama, he'll be
dog.
one of the best of all time. Honestly,
Dog.
if you have to think that just
I
based
mean,
off of
he's
what
supposed to
he's
be one
already
of the
doing.
best of all time.
Yeah, he just makes such an impact being out there. You have to play completely differently, basically avoiding him on offense, and he just he runs the floor well, and he plays professionally. Like those guys, those foreign players who come to the NBA, that it's the college
Luca.
players are good, but they play professionally over there. So it's like They
Correct.
honestly are more experienced in a
Luka.
way, just of the kind of the lifestyle or whatever of a professional player.
Yeah, a lot of people, especially Nick fans, hated when they drafted Porzingis. Little did they know
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be great for him.
Yeah, they. I watched the Knicks Celtics game a couple nights ago. One of the first NBA games. Obviously the season just started, but one of the only games I've seen so far. And they were booing Porzingis like crazy in the Garden. Not a fan of Porzingis in New York City, but he had like 30 something, I think. Like he was just going
Yeah, he
off.
bodied him.
Yeah, he was just taking off that game, and he was getting booed. So I guess they were just mad he couldn't put up those numbers while he was there, wearing their jersey. So
Hey, you know what? I mean, he did. He was putting up numbers like that while he was there. He was an animal, bro.
you
He
know,
proved all New York fans wrong. He was a dog, and um,
he had some
I
injury trouble
think,
too, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I think the Celtics acquiring him was massive for Boston. I liked it the entire way. I thought it
Hmm.
was a great acquisition, and it's going to be a battle to the finish this year.
Yeah, I don't think the East. It seems like the East is just miles better than the Western Conference. Outside of Phoenix, who else do you see in the West like
Phoenix and Denver
contending? Yeah,
can't
yeah,
count out
yeah.
the
Honestly,
joke.
yeah, I literally just forgot about the Nuggets, but
Yeah,
it's because I guess because they are so like not flashy, at all. You don't really think of them as they're obviously the best team in the league basically last year. And Jokic, you think he's the best player in the league right now?
oh yeah. I mean, the guy puts up a double with ease in winning
So
effort.
it's crazy how easy he actually makes it look.
Yeah, it's a very efficient triple double. He's a winner. It's just what he does.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, he's so cool. You see him like doing those horse like in the off season in Serbia. He's like horse racing, and he just
yeah.
loves. He just it seems like he's so
Yeah,
just
honestly,
like
it seems like the guy
such a
hates to
hero.
play
That's
basketball.
what I know. They really make it seem like he hates
Like
it.
they really make it seem like the
Crazy.
guy just does not like
Yeah, I
basketball,
guess he has like
but
his
he does it because he's good at it
yeah his
and can make a lot of money.
yeah his face is like his he always looks super serious. I guess he has just one of those like super I guess like
Yeah,
unhappy resting
yeah.
faces. So, um, but even in his interviews, he's like, I just want to go home and all this stuff."
Yeah,
It's like,
literally,
geez,
he's
bro.
like, "Oh, I don't want to have to go
Yeah,
celebrate our championship at
it's
our
like have a
championship
beer.
parade."
You have a beer.
Like, he's like, "I want to go home and bet sports. I mean, and bet horse racing."
No, yeah. I mean,
I'm
I
like,
think
"What,
he
bro?"
owns a few horses. I don't know how
Yeah, he
the
must.
intricacies of it, but
He
he
must.
he
But he's
knows.
making 60 million a year. I think he can afford one.
Yeah, and Gordon seemed to take off. Just like it's a common trend of people leave the Magic and thrive.
You know,
They do better
you
when they
know,
leave.
I know the feeling as a Dolphin fan.
Hmm. They do better.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't know
it's
how
just
many
undeniable.
Dolphins have won a Super Bowl that haven't been in a Dolphin jersey, but it's a lot.
You're talking about the Dolphins, I think, and the window of time they have just based off of their like contracts and you know how it just works. Basically, these players demanding more and more money, more and more like the range of players getting a max contract. I feel like is wider. It's not. There's more and more players getting paid a lot more. It's not just the
Hmm.
best of the best. I feel like just based off of
Hmm.
like needs. Like around the league. So you got to win now, and I think after watching the game today, I honestly genuinely think the Dolphins have a chance to win it all this season.
Yeah,
I really do.
in my opinion, it is a win now season. At most, the window might be open next year.
Hmm.
But as far as the skill level and the talent level, top to bottom on this roster,
Yeah,
you're not going to get this team again.
so good. They have so many. Their defense is so good with Jalen Ramsey back today. I think the Patriots.
Hey,
Our
bro,
offense can make it easy.
Xavier Howard was not in today,
Yep.
so
Yeah.
it was just one of our star corners in today. I'm still waiting on seeing the both of them play
Mm-hmm.
together. I love the fact that Ramsey was able to get an interception on his first game with the Finns today. That was awesome. The stadium erupted.
Erupted.
It was.
It's electric, honestly. There,
It,
as
it
much as I hate
really
to say that.
was. It really was electric.
Like
It
you were
was so
saying,
sick.
you were saying like when Tyreek Hill, lines up out wide and creates a little bit of separation. Everybody in the stadium
Bro,
just stands up.
everyone-
Everyone knows what's coming.
Everyone's like,
Just
bro,
Tua just takes 2 steps back and slings it.
Oh my
and
God.
everyone just starts cheering before they just know it's good. I mean, it's a special offense. And it was cool to see in person for sure.
Yeah,
Like that was
very
insane.
special.
Put up 100, two different receivers with 100 yards, like with ease. It seemed like.
Yeah, Waddle had a nasty grab today.
Mhm.
Nasty grab. He like broke. It was sick. He like broke, but like when he broke for his route, like the ball
New visitor.
was there. So he just jumped for that freaking ball and snagged it. It was an unbelievable grab. Definitely was not to his brightest throw, but it was one of Waddle's brightest grabs.
New visitor.
It's crazy because it was almost like the game was over. There was just when the Patriots would have hope, like any glimmer of hope they had, it was
Stripped.
either just there in that situation when Ramsey had that, they were down 1 touchdown, I believe. Ramsey he throws the interception to Ramsey. They go down and kick a field goal. I think they only got a field goal out of it, but I mean, and then they ate like another 5-6 minutes off the clock. McDaniel was just they feel like both of those coaches were just trying to take as much time off the clock as possible.
Yeah.
It seemed like they were both trying to just run. It seemed like all the run plays, so many run plays, running the clock all the way down, just killing it, especially in the fourth quarter today. It was apparent that the Dolphins were just trying to get out of there. But I mean, when you're able to run the ball 4 yards, 5 yards of carry, there's no reason to not just do that, especially winning
Yeah.
by 2 touchdowns. No need to overcomplicate it.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. Well, folks, we're rounding up on an hour here, so I think you know what that means, everybody.
It's been a fun.
It's been an unbelievable time out here.
Been a-
Jack,
Thank you, man.
thank
been a
you.
pleasure.
Thank you for coming out.
This is
I
awesome.
really appreciate you.
Of course, man. Thank you.
You're a great guy. You're more than welcome to come back on the pod whenever.
Appreciate
You've been
that.
phenomenal
Nah,
today.
dude, awesome.
I
That's
really
fun.
appreciate you.
New
Yeah, for sure,
visitor.
man. Thanks for having me. It was a blast.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Folks, again, you know what that means, folks. Hasta la vista.
Bye.